Hello, YouTube. It's the Utopian Buddha. Today, I'm going to discuss the metaphorical significance of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, the Bhagavad Gita takes place on a battlefield. And the Gita is not a battle, right? The most important part of the Mahabharata is the Gita. And it's important to realize that the Gita isn't a battle, it's a dialogue. It's a dialogue between God and man, represented as Krishna and Arjuna on a battlefield, right? And let's just think about this in logical terms, right? What kind of battle would be like happen where Krishna and Arjuna could, ride their chariot into the midst of the battlefield between two armies, and Krishna is able to give Arjuna this long discourse on what God is, what the universe is, what the nature of good and evil is, and all of the answers to life's deepest questions. What kind of story is that, right? Like, that makes no sense. Why wouldn't the Kauravas attack when Krishna is talking to Arjuna in the midst of this battlefield, right? Krishna doesn't talk to Arjuna on the side of the good side. Krishna doesn't talk to Arjuna on the bad side. Krishna is having a dialogue with Arjuna right in the middle, right in between the dualities of good and evil, which is where the navigation between the interaction, the negotiation, the dialogue between man and God takes place. So this is a very significant thing, right? You could say that Krishna stopped time, right? Because the Bhagavad Gita is the relationship between the timeless infinite one, the timeless infinite creator God, and the dualistic time-based body mind, or the individual Atman, so the individual soul. So it's just a very significant fact that I wanted to point to, right? The fact that the Bhagavad Gita doesn't take place on some, prairie. It takes place on a battlefield. But the Bhagavad Gita isn't a battle, it's a dialogue, it's a conversation, it's a discussion between opposites. And that's what the fundamental principle of existence is that when you see separation, when you see duality, when you see good and evil, right and wrong, happy, sad, that exists only on the relative plane. But in the timeless plane, in the dialogue between God and man, which is taking place beyond time, that happens in the middle of the battlefield, in between dualities, right? If you guys don't know the Gita, Krishna talks to Arjuna in a chariot in the middle of the battlefield, right? He doesn't talk on the good side, he doesn't talk on the bad side. He talks to Arjuna right in the middle of the battlefield as the two armies are facing each other. Have a good day, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about.